Girl, good morning. And welcome to Mo Knows featuring me, Monica Mo Justice. All right, today we could be a little bit interactive. I came on this one. I got the duck. Hit the like or take a hike. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Do I got a big pimple? I see a pimple somewhere. I'm gonna have to work on that. Y'all ask. Let me start with the chat. Good morning. Where y'all want me to begin? I got a little bit of time today. Right? I got a little bit of time today. Shout out to the red cup. The red cup is here. I had to run and get it. You can't see no pimple? All right, good. It's on this side though. It's right here. Ooh, it's right here. You know you have to be so self-conscious about it. But thank you anyway. It's all right. I use this morning I did. So last night I did. I should have left it alone. See, when you don't do certain things, you should just leave it alone. Girl, Donna, you came here. You came here to vibe today. You came here to vibe. I need. I'm gonna need people to get out of the. First of all, this is all I'm gonna say. Right? Why would and this is just food for thought, right? Why would a prominent attorney? Okay, let me not put it that way. Do you know? Because I don't think it has to do with marriage. The only people that can't tell on you, can't testify against you, is your spouse. That's all I'm saying. And I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it there. If you ain't been in these streets, um, Sylvia brought that bit of tea to the light a long time ago when she was telling everybody about when she was telling every I'm just saying. I gotta start there because there are some attorneys that have been affiliated with this case that have me a little bit at like why did they get how did you get into the bar? How did you go and sit and take the test and pass? How did you go there? How did you get there? All right, but in any event, all I'm saying is she brought that to the light when she told the whole world that she gave us maybe y'all wasn't members. Maybe it was a members only live stream. All right, it was a couple of weeks ago when I was a member. And I remember I have a recollection of watching her video and she was explaining, the insides of the courthouse. And one of the days that she was there, she recalled a situation where two women showed up because they was in a relationship with Sticky Fingers Q Huey. They was in a relationship with Sticky Fingers Q Huey. I don't know. We're gonna have to go back to the video from the fingerprint check. The person that caught the fingerprint. I want to know who was in the I want to know who was the condom thief that got caught stealing condoms. And I just need to know, right? So you know what I'm thinking? Conspiracy mode. But can I just finish with the dating stuff and stuff? Let me just finish there. If I could get that whole thought out my head, so I could move on. How credible is your source? So she was telling everybody about a story of the guy. So Quay Huey Sticky Fingers, the one that was running around town robbing people for cell phones and stuff as a grown man, right? In his mid-20s, he's running around robbing people for cell phones. Um he pled guilty, so he's convicted of it. So now we don't have to say allegedly for that because that's what he was. He was a stick-up kid, right? So Quay Huey, the stick up kid, and most of these people were stick up kids because they tell you this in their songs and stuff, right? He had two women there to see him, and they got into some beef and was in the hallway arguing, et cetera, right? So we heard that story. Then she told us that some chick traveled in, I think it was from Texas, but don't quote me, with the pink on, and these little kids was with her, and she was in this little minivan, living out of van, I guess. Don't quote me on the story. This is how I interpret what I heard. So it might not be exactly what was said, but this is how I listened to it where I was almost going to sleep one night. And she said that it was Thug's baby mama from some time ago. And she wrote a little note and tried to give it to um, Thug and his attorney, and they just left the note sitting there. Nobody wanted to receive the note, right? She then slipped in and said that SB had a girlfriend that was an attorney, but she didn't go any further with that. So you do with it what you may. Um, my only takeaway from what I heard yesterday, and I got this from Nick, and then I started to go down the rabbit hole, and he had the Dennis the Menace, the reporter, because you know there's Dennis the Menace, the police officer, and then there's Dennis the Menace, the former detective, and then there's Dennis the Menace, the reporter, was up there, and he was telling his side of the story, etc., etc. But yesterday was a big day in the real case, and I don't know why they went and got distracted on that, because we found out that there was a fingerprint on the door. And in addition to finding out that there was a fingerprint on the door of the guy's car, we also found out that belonged to some dude. Is it McMiller Johnson? I think it's Christian Johnson. Where's my notes, girl? I didn't come over here with notes today. I was writing it down. I was at work. I was in the war room yesterday. Y'all want to know how bad that was? I was I was assigned to reassuring people that everything's gonna be all right. Y'all need to get y'all emotions in check, people. Things happen. Life is a day by day occurrence, right? If you're in the living, you're supposed to embrace it and keep it moving. And when I say embrace it, is you're supposed to be like, man, this is the day the Lord has made. Let me rejoice in it. And you're supposed to jump up and get all up in it and do this, right? You can't, things that you can't control, you shouldn't be trying to control it. You understand? If you did your part, and this is for the people getting over this election drama. Girl, don't act like you just got here, you just woke up on the other side of the boat. Um, get it together, folks. Get it together. Everything's gonna be all right in the morning. That's how I was raised. When I was raised in the hood, people with nothing would get up in the morning and they'd be like, everything's gonna be all right in the morning time. And that's what this is a case of. I don't know. Let me just tell you like this. I don't know. You're gonna have to go ask Nick. I'll put the link in the chat and you can go watch it later. But this is what I am gonna say about Mr. Shannon Stillwell. For this trial, his name is Shannon Stillwell. But when he rented that vehicle, his name was Shannon Jackson Jr. Mm, need I say more? So it seems like every time he's taking care of business in his life, he's Shannon Jackson. No, let's get it right. He's Shannon Bernard Jackson. Okay. But when he up here for this trial, he is, so that would understand how we get the SB, because that makes sense now, right? Why he's SB. Um and where we at. So we got this. Let me pull up my video. I downloaded it. Let me get my video. Now I downloaded. I'm loving how all this stuff is interactive. But let's see how interactive it is. Let me go over here. All right. All right. I put it in a folder that I share. I'm just loving this stuff. I thought this only happens at work. I had no idea that in my real life I could be doing things like this. Okay, so we're on. Oh, did it get over here? How long does it take to sync? And this is gonna be a negative for me. Ah, hold up. I'm gonna have to download it again. I thought it was gonna sync up here. I wonder why it didn't sync. I downloaded a video from my computer, Dora, from my laptop this morning because I had my laptop with me. But yesterday, the fingerprint was the fingerprint woman yesterday, or was she the day before? No, she was Tuesday because I was home on Tuesday sleeping. I took a whole day off to sleep. She was on Tuesday because I remember laying nicely in my bed, watching her with that stuff over her head. I thought she was cold because the judge had the place door thing all cold. All right, hold up. So let me get that video. Cause she's the one that swiped the fingerprint and ran the fingerprint and told us who name it was. Or did that chick go yesterday? I'm see, you don't come up here one day and then you just get all confused with stuff. And I'm mad that my clip is not here because now I gotta download it again. This make me have to do work. I don't like to do work twice. So hold up, let me go find it. Poor Mo. Anyway, y'all got anything else to say to me while I'm looking for the thing to get to y'all so we could talk about why this stuff is crazy? Oh, Donna. No, that's somebody. Oh no, those are the other two guys. Those are the two guys that were killed. Oh, thank you, Jamie. But no, there's another dude whose fingerprint is on the thing. That's why I gotta go to notes. Hold up. Who's that? There was two guys that were listen to what she has to say. Who was Barter? Oh, who's Barter? Wait a minute. Y'all killing me. We're friends of Shannon and YSL. Christian Johnson is someone whose fingerprints was found on Mr. Drink's car. Exactly. That's who Chris. All right, so I know I wasn't bugging out. Because then she asked me about that dude earlier. Who's Christian? All right, yeah, Christian Johnson. All right. He's the fingerprint guy. He's the one whose fingerprint was found on the door. Let's just say there's nothing but reasonable doubt here. Oh, bear with me 1 second while I go back to the drawing board and I do this again oh, it's such a process. Hold on a second. Copy this, come over here, download this, paste it, X this out. Yeah, X this out, download to my thing. All right, I'm downloading it. All right, so that's that one. Boom. All right, so that's yesterday. So we gotta stop in the process so I can name that because a girl like me How is that just 2 days ago? All right, this was 15 hours ago. When did they come back? What day are we on? They better not be messing me up 1 day ago. All right, so then this is the one I need right here. Hold up, we're gonna get this one too. Boom, boom, boom. Boop, 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 boop. All right, we're gonna come over here. Where's my little download thing? All right, come over here, go to download this. I'm so sorry about this. Boom, boom. All right, we're gonna close that out. We're gonna convert this. Boom. We're gonna close that out. We're gonna download that one.
The custodian of the telco system that we had.
All right, we're gonna ask you to shut up. We're gonna come over here and download you. All right. Now we're gonna come over here to my my files, and we're gonna go over here to my download, and we're gonna name the first one. The first one was yesterday. Yesterday was 24/11/06. All right. And then when this one finished downloading, we're gonna name it and go to it. But we don't need that one right now. We need this one. So I don't be holding y'all up with my unreadiness. All right, let's get ready. Let's get ready to rumble. I'm acting stupid this morning. Okay. I did get some requests. Oh, I missed a bunch of comments. Miss Miss Indy. Oh, we are you, Miss Indy. I'm gonna need you to give me a time, lady. I miss you so much. I need you. You my yin to my yang. Oh. Okay. Who he was with the day he was killed? Yeah, I want to know who that was. The friend that Shamel Drinks drove home. Is that his fingerprint? Is that his name? Is that what the girl? Is that what the chicken head girl that got on the stand yesterday? Y'all, how do they call in a woman and ask her, well, where was he? You see how rude this is? Miss Hilton, you people are mad disrespectful to the utmost. You bring in the girlfriend to testify on proof of life. Did anybody else's no, they didn't let the judge wouldn't let in nobody to validate that the other guy was alive. Are Barter and Christian the same person? Oh, well, who knows? But I'm gonna tell you one thing. We're gonna zoom in on that thing. Hey lady, welcome, welcome, welcome. Did I miss anybody this morning? If I missed you saying hey, hey. Okay. You hit me up whenever. I'm yours. I'm yours, Miss Indy. You can hit me up later. Okay, let me get to my present the screen. Present. Um all right, here we go. Do I have to press any special tabs for this? No. They wanted to bring in. They should have brought in his mama, but you know why they didn't bring in his mama? Let's just keep it 1,000. They didn't bring in his mama because his mama was gonna set fire to their progress. Because she probably would have got up there and said some stuff, and they would have been forever mad, forever angry. All right, so let us go here and figure this out. We're gonna have to just, like be nosy in on the stream because Mo don't got no timestamps for you. So we just gonna go down memory lane together. So, in the words of my girl, hold up. Today, I reviewed his statement. In the words of my girl, KK, back down memory lane. It's only Starbucks, I assure you. Nugget, come on. His statement that he gave to
Investigator Viverito, and other law enforcement investigator J.P. Miller. Um, and
All right, so right here, I think this is Obama. They want to bring in Obama. And still just basically said, yo, if y'all bringing this guy and you don't set the appropriate foundation, I'm at look. Well, let's let him tell it.
my understanding is the state is going to ask him questions based on things that he has personal knowledge of, and I understand that that's out there for potential impeachment. My concern, and I'm just making sure we're on the same page. Um, Investigator Viverito asked him to speculate about a lot of things, why certain things would have happened. Um, he makes it clear that he was locked up during the Donovan Thomas murder. He knows nothing about it. He also makes it clear that he does not know about the Smart Drinks murder, and he's just, kind of speculating about why this would happen. There's a lot of talk. How much would Jeffrey have paid them? Why, the hypothetical. Why would Shannon have done this? And the reality is, Mr. Sumlin has no firsthand knowledge of who did what. He's just kind of going off the cuff in this interview. I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page. So none of that is nothing that he is speculating or just kind of hypothesizing about that he does not have firsthand knowledge of will be inquired about.
Good morning, y'all. We will be making inquiries into, we will be laying proper foundations, and we will be making inquiries.
Okay, how many of y'all? I just want to know for the people around here that just ask questions like me. How many of y'all think that this woman is going to set the proper foundation? Do you even think she understands at this juncture what it means to set the proper foundation? Because she's like, we're going to set the proper foundation. I'm just going to be like, can you stop peeing on my leg and then telling me it's raining? Because I done had enough. And that's how I find her. But hold up, let me go back over here to this one. All right, let's go. Let's finish listening to her tell stories.
He has knowledge. If we will not improperly ask a question that we've not laid a foundation for him having knowledge of. That's what we
That's a negative. I don't believe her. I do not believe her. That's a negative.
can say. I don't think it's proper for counsel for the defense to attempt to curtail our direct examination based on what he believes the witness has knowledge of.
Okay. Well, I don't mean to curtail anything, but if the state brings out things that he does not have firsthand knowledge of and it's improper, I'm going to be moving for a mistrial with prejudice. And we all know that.
Yeah. Okay. So I would think.
Wait a minute. Do we not hear the judge? The judge is like, yeah, okay. Like, I already know what y'all about to do. But let me tell you something. This is her attitude before we see the evidence later on in the day. You understand? And I'm gonna say this about this judge, right? When the two last defendants was left, right? Her position was, I cannot do anything if the state wants to proceed with charging you with these murders and trying you basically, like, what I take from what she was saying now that I've seen this play itself out a little bit further down the road. Let me tell you what I think she was saying to them. She was saying, listen, if you start to plead to these other charges that are against you, and you think that you're going to get what Jeffrey got, right? She's saying, I can't do what Mr. Williams got. I can't do that because, hey, she's saying, I can't do that because you guys got felony murder, malice murder, which I think is what they call it in Georgia. Y'all got malice murder against you. So even if I accept the mistrial and take these pleas they're still going to be able to come back and try you on the mistrial, on the malice murder charges. So um and understand this, she wasn't there. This page we're talking about, Judge Witt wasn't there for all the evidence that allegedly came in for the Donovan Thomas murder, right? She got some bits and pieces that was sprinkled in during her time, but not enough for her to be the 13th juror to say unequivocally that, hey, this guy participated in that elimination. So the next but she has been here enough for the evidence that they're entering um for a drink. So her saying this, I don't think after yesterday she's gonna have a problem dealing with uh some of this stuff. I just don't know what to tell y'all. But let's go on. Let's move ahead, move ahead, move ahead.
That y'all, do I have I don't know if I've got a copy of the interview or not, but y'all could get together and see if you all can agree on.
No one's getting together with these people. They are fabricators. No one's getting together. They're like Mariah the liar.
What's clearly not within his knowledge in what might be, and then we could potentially litigate that beforehand on Friday.
We could do that. We could.
Okay.
And we could definitely get together and talk about things that we believe, or one party believes he does or does not have the right knowledge of. But again, given the way that the interviews have gone and the examinations have gone, I don't, again, think it's proper to prematurely try and curtail certain things.
All right, I can't with her.
With things left on the table, and we were going to get back to it, and then
Well, I guess
everything sped up, and
I guess that'll be Friday then. All right. Anything else? Do you know whether we have all the jurors? Not yet. Okay.
I didn't want to hold court up for the day, so I was going to bring it up at the end of the day. We're waiting on the jurors. I'll just raise it now. There's a community voice my claim up at 5 a.m. in the morning.
All right, tough noodles. So the date of birth that we should be looking for, let me just put it down there for y'all. I am her. Look at the chat. But I'm gonna tell you right now, and she better hope it's that guy, because if it's the guy from Texas, it's like, how do you marry the criminal? I'm just saying. But that's the wait a minute. Is that the date? Hold on, let me go to my note. Ah man. So the next time I should have known, girl. But you know what? I wouldn't have been the right person for that bit of tea, because I would have been like, I gotta go verify it. I gotta go verify it. You know what? The most credible, in my opinion, to this date, attorney on this case that hasn't wavered for me has been Max Short. Now, I do believe that he has put on a little bit more theatrics in some instances, but yeah, I got the date right. I had to go to my notes. That's what my notes say. Okay, so if y'all looking for the guy in text, well, if you're looking for the guy on the other side of the certificate of the marriage certificate, that's his date of birth. The internet is now saying it's a sham marriage, so that um 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 didn't I just say that? What was my first words out of my mouth? I said, this is why I don't really want to talk about this woman this morning. But I said, just know that when people get married like this, spouses can't testify against their other party. And you know what? Let me just take a moment, because I see I'm not going to be able to get away from Miss Bumpus today. Let me say this. Nick at Night called it right. If you want, I'll drop her link. I think she called it right. To me, Kayla's been a clout chaser since she got here. Period. And I don't know how to sugarcoat it, because I'm Mo Momo. I'm Monica Mo Justice. I don't know how to sugarcoat that. But this is what I do know. She came on the scene. She was representing Woody. She did a terrible job representing Woody. Period. Whatever it was, even when you go back to the transcripts, you didn't really, I didn't see her taking care of his best. I didn't see her having his interests at heart. And this is one thing I'm gonna say about Love and Hilton, right? In my opinion, they have something against these attorneys all the way around. Every which way you look, they have something against the attorneys that represent the clients in the case. And while we look at corruption for the district attorney's office, they in turn look at corruption. They see illegal activities of these attorneys. Okay, and they have treated these attorneys the worst that I've ever seen opposing counsel treat opposing counsel, right? And I keep saying they must know something that we don't know, right? We know that people were videotaped, right? Or audio taped all over the place. And this is my opinion, so please take it and do your own thoughts on it, but don't knock down my opinion. These people have been on conversations, on telephone calls, and etc., right? Getting themselves in trouble and thinking that you can reach out to an attorney and an attorney is going to cover up and hide all your wrongdoing. You're not the mob. Your skin don't call for that. You understand? It don't work like that. We don't got paid attorneys on deck. It'd be nice. They moving into the world where she becomes an attorney and you got her on call. Imagine their telephone calls that the DAs are listening to. Take off your "I believe people are innocent" hat and just wear the hat of the prosecution. You're eavesdropping on phone calls, right? Eavesdropping don't never hear anything good. They always misinterpret everything that they've heard, right? So let's just take that as ground zero, right? And then realize that they listening to these calls and they're like, "Oh, the lawyer is part of YSL too," right? Remember, they arrested one lawyer for bringing in, he got his little pills, he took them out of the original container, he's going through security in here, he gets arrested for smuggling drugs into the courthouse, right? You got another one that got arrested because she got on the phone and she told a client or somebody's client, "Yo, they got a warrant out for you." They arrested her for sending out information. So they have treated the attorneys, the defense attorneys, as if they are in furtherance of the conspiracy around here. So bear that in mind. Yeah, right. But an eavesdropper never hears anything good because they don't have the context, and that's the problem with them. And they are these people. These people started a gang war. These prosecutors, this gang unit, they started a gang war in the communities that they served in furtherance of their own. That's why I say investigate Fulton County, in furtherance of their own survival. See, prosecutors, correction officers, DAs, well, that's prosecutors, but the whole DA office, these investigators, you don't exist if there isn't no crime. Period. You turned beefs in the street that if they were nurtured with people, you know, the right type of support and community activism, community activisms, you could have had people negotiate with these guys and cut some of this killing down. It didn't have to go this, it didn't have to go as far as it went, right? It didn't have to go to these levels if people would talk to people and de-escalate the situation. You have people like these people wanting to continue in this the denizens, like you have allegations now of Gaither sleeping with what's the name, you know, with the auntie and stuff like this, right? This was all in furtherance of how they live. Yeah, she read the Jungle Book and she told you about it being the bottom line is these investigations began with a false narrative and people projected it out, and they brought certain people in, you know, and the other side learned of, yo, they just took in Woody to talk to Woody, he had to do it, so then they target Woody and he gets a target on his back. Shannon has been riding around here with a big target on his back. You understand? We see this situation with the incident that happened inside the jailhouse. Each team got their own people on their side. We know that we got Huey. What am I calling him? We got Huey running around here. Stick up kid, right? Stick up kid Huey. Quay Huey. He's in the prison. Done got the whatever the person is that's supposed to be one of those correction officers that are, and she's not a correction officer, there's security escorting him through the building while he's engaging in his illegal activities. So we've seen on video how one guy, and it's supposed to be the crazy guy, right? How the crazy guy was able to attack YFN Lucci, and then and stab him all up. How they tased Lucci. So now don't ask no more questions why Lucci is getting out next month or next January. Why he's getting out in January? Because they tased him when he was the victim. Now, do y'all see it? Did y'all see it on the Did y'all see it on the tape, or y'all need to see it for yourself? Why is Lucci getting out? Lucci's getting out. Good morning. Lucci's getting out because Lucci was attacked inside the prison, and the guy gets up here and he. Which day was the investigator? He wasn't yesterday. He was the day before. Let me go to the day before. Hold up, because this is crazy. This dude right here. This was crazy. Let me just play y'all him. Hold up. I gotta get him. He's on my second recording, but he's from yesterday. He's from, today is Thursday. He's from Tuesday. I'm gonna say to this: don't get distracted, and if they're married or not, it's not pertinent. When yesterday, let me tell y'all, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna show you why. But don't get hung up on that marriage thing. And the reason why is because yesterday we saw that there was a third vehicle that was there that was involved in the shooting. And they did no investigation of that. Now I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I come from this weird community on the internet, and I know for sure, for shizzle, that if they was and these are like the most ruthless YouTubers I never did like. But this information that came out yesterday with the third car, and they had that stupid, not stupid, Monica, do not call the man stupid. The Texas the Texas Ranger was up there, and the Texas Ranger Hogan, he explained where he was sitting there watching the video, which I think, based on his testimony yesterday, like he saw that video for the very first time, was while he was on the stand. Because what did he say out of his mouth? He said, "Oh, why is that car making a U-turn?" Hold up, homie. This your video. You the lead investigator. Why don't you know? No, it's not that he's intellectually challenged, it's that he's old. And when he gets pulled to do these cases, right, he gets randomly picked on the bottom of the list. If your loved one is MDK in thing, you can forget it at the moment, because this dude ain't gonna give you no justice. I gave you the date again. I'm gonna give you the date one more time. So now you can go back and look and come back and tell us. And I got that date from the what's that thing called from yesterday? From the what is that thing yesterday? Oh, you know it. All right, let me go back over here and take it back. Oh, what could you do over here? All right, let me share this because I want to answer dear woke Christian, because he hasn't been, watching us like us. Oh, hold on a minute. Cancel. I want to make sure that, because I got two of these open. Hold up. No, it's not this one. All right. Let me go to, hold up a second. I think I closed down one, and I want to go to.
The custodian of the telco system.
Okay. Is this dude right here? I don't think it would affect their case. I think that she's doing it. This is to protect herself. Somebody thought this to be wise, but let's talk about why I think YFN Lucci is got that agreement to get out of Dodge. Can y'all see this now? Let me move your comment. All right, here we go.
System that we had, which is the camera system, also the security system, which was the.
All right, all these investigators do a horrible job investigating, because see, as an investigator, all you got to do is stick to the facts. You don't have to worry about anything else but the facts, nothing but the facts. But this was negligent. They have a duty. When you have people in custody, you have a duty to protect them. And this thing right here was a mess.
Okay, and you referenced you for the custodian for the telco system. You answered, what is that system?
Telco system is a system within the jail that basically monitors the jail itself. It's in
we have all the jurors and all that
pods
checked
of
out, but anything we need to
inmates'
put on the record. before-
All right, hold up. I got two of them going.
Your Honor, good morning.
Good morning.
Hold on a minute.
My understanding is that Mr. Sumlin is on the state's agenda this morning at some point.
Okay.
Hold up. I got a second one playing somewhere.
So, in preparation of him coming today, I reviewed his statement.
Give me a second. I gotta find which screen I got open with the second one, and I don't want to close all of these screens. So hold on a minute. I found this. So let me go back. Okay, we don't care about all of that. You was making sure they didn't have holes and stuff, and this is what's critical right here, right? Let me just go back to what homie said. First of all of these men are supposed to be in what? In protective custody. They're all supposed to be in PC.
Out, and there's deputies on each floor, in each pod. Well, not in each pod, on each floor, on each side.
And as it relates to February 9th, 2022, were you able to locate and pull video surveillance from the telco system as it relates to the stabbing?
Yes.
And I want to show you what's been marked State Exhibit.
Yes, I do.
And can you tell the jurors how you recognize what it is?
It's the video footage of the incident that occurred.
Okay. And I want to recognize that exhibit.
also, first one was the body cam, the second one was the pelvis.
And was that footage that you were able to pull of the body cam as well as the telco video surveillance as it relates to stabbing you became aware of on February 9th, 2022?
That's correct.
This time around, the state will tender a statement with 124 Victor Victor, which is the Pelco video surveillance, and then 125 Victor Victor, which is the body cam related to the stabbing.
It's suspected murder.
Now, can you tell the juror, based on your investigation in conjunction with other deputies who were working in Fulton County Jail, can you tell the jurors that were involved in the violent incident?
Bennett and Myron.
And can you tell the jurors as it relates to Mr. Bennett and Mr. Myrick, did you view the video surveillance of the actual stabbing from the Pelco system?
I did.
And were you able to actually locate? Let me ask a better question. Was the violent event actually on the video surveillance?
It was.
And can you describe to the jurors before we play the video surveillance as it relates to the Pelco system, the quality of the video? Is it something that is HD and you can see everything like standing before you, or is it a little different?
It's a little different. It's you could see, but it's a little different. Yes.
Actually, this statement, Ray, can we make to this? Because I have deep feelings on this topic. So can we just put a pin in this and come back to this? Because this might be its own discussion in and of itself, right? These people, so there's prison and then there's jail. So it's my understanding that people go to jail for either they're being held for trial or they're doing out a sentence that is a misdemeanor, which means that they were sentenced for less than a year, a crime that was less than a year, and they hold them in jail. When you get sentenced for a felony, you then get sent to prison. So right now we're looking inside the Fulton jail where people are just being detained for one or two reasons. But what I said that triggered the question from Dear Woke Christian, I said that it's been brought to our attention that Lucci signed an agreement that has him leaving the jail in January 2025, right? And he got some kind of special and I remember when this was going down, but it didn't make any sense to me and I didn't think it was important at the moment. He got a special thing where when he was being sentenced and it was being decreased, that DA Willis made a special statement. And people were like, why is she commenting on this? And why did they write in that she needed to say something at his sentencing? And I found that interesting, but didn't know why. This video here, I believe, is the why. Now, I could be wrong, but this supports what we're seeing. I'm just a critical thinker, and this makes more sense to me. Now, I don't know why this guy is just like prepping himself like he about to sit back and watch the best video ever. They have a duty to protect every inmate that's in there, and I don't want to call them inmate, every incarcerated individual in their care. They have a duty to protect them. Now, this guy also tells us, I don't know if he's going to say it here or what, but he says only one person is supposed to be out at a time.
This is six North Zone 600 in Fulton County Jail.
And we see in the video that
Those are individual cells. That's correct.
I can't even hear this guy. Pee Wee Herman needs to get on the mic.
This particular zone. I think this was the PC zone. Zones. At the time.
Okay. He says, I think this is the PC zone. I'm pretty sure, right? How you don't know, sir? You're doing the investigation. How you don't know which zone this is? It's the ones with the 600. Isn't that like how he doesn't know? So they only supposed to be out for an hour, and it's only supposed to be one incarcerated individual out at a time. So in your 1 hour, you can take a shower, you can go make a phone call, you can go to commissary, whatever, whatever. They need to restructure how they work their prisons. But you know what this is gonna encourage? You know, back in the days, I was talking about the prison to the school to prison pipeline, right? And how they build these prisons, and then outside entities, independent companies come in and take them over, and they run them. This is what Fulton County is leading toward. This breach of duty, right? This negligence on their part is leading to somebody coming in and taking over the prisons, an independent of the county in and of itself, a private entity, a third party coming in and taking this over, because the safety of the incarcerated individuals as well as the staff is at risk because they got no parameters here. Protective custody, where it's the most restrictive movement, is going to be in protective custody. So how does this take place? So he tried to act like he don't know who to do this. I'm gonna let him have it, because I don't know who these dudes is either.
Mm-hmm.
And how come he didn't correct him when he said why he didn't say yes like he was doing the other witnesses? So he just walking around the whole joint. I ain't got time for this. I ain't got time for this.
Yes.
Okay, notice. I'm gonna stop y'all right here. Notice this is the dude that was just walking around in circles, and this is the next person that's on the floor. When only one person is supposed to be on the floor at a time. And obviously, if they got this video to show this, they have some kind of observation deck or something where staff is supposed to be observing this in real time. Like, where's the staff at? So against their rules, they got two incarcerated individuals on deck. Everything's happened on this upstairs. I want to make sure y'all not lost in the thing. Ah, ooh, ah, ooh, look, ah, boom, bop, 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 bing, boom, boom. Down the stairs we go, boom, bop, 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 boom, boom. Oh, oh. I'm stupid, I know. Oh, they down. It's out for the count. That's what we all want to know. Where they at when this is going down? Where they all at?
This happened in 600, so I'm assuming he was in 1, 2, 300.
He the investigator, but he assuming. Okay, I gotta stop right here. Notice we got another incarcerated individual on the set. Here comes another one. So we got 4 incarcerated individuals on the scene in the PC unit that only one person is supposed to be out at a time. So in my answer, this is why Lucci is getting out soon. But the same way that, and I'm gonna stop sharing the screen. I gotta talk to myself. I can't believe it. The same way that this happened to Lucci is the same in the reverse. It's probably how Shannon got set up inside the prison when he was assaulted while in custody. Okay, I think that does it for this video. Any questions, comments, and concerns about that portion of my discussion? Because now I want to go to yesterday when the Texas Ranger was on the stand. And I just want to pull y'all through a few things from yesterday briefly. I'll come back another day and go into it a little bit more in depth. And this, that shank, that YSL on it. All I know is that there just needs to be equal justice around here and fair investigations, unbiased investigations into what's going on. See, the worst thing that you can have is have clusters of people that don't get along, and then you fail to you fail to administer the punishment equally, or you fail to govern these people the same. All right, let's go through yesterday. So this is
What are those? So there are different ways to turn a semi-automatic handgun into a fully automatic.
okay. So this is the handgun expert, whatever. Until this trial, I didn't know you could take a gun apart and like take the barrel and attach it to the body of something else. I just don't think like the average person could do it. But I was quickly reminded of watching somebody's YouTube channel here on YouTube where they were where they purchased a weapon and they showed it to us on a live stream when they received their weapon, and it came in parts, and they said they had to put it together. So I guess this putting pieces together, the reason why the prosecution is showing you that the guns have been modified, that are in the possession, that they retrieved from, I guess this is still Jeffrey Williams' home. I don't really know where this gun came from in the gun discussion, but they're showing you that although the defense is making an argument, did you see the gun in so and so's possession? I think the reason does this gun, because that's the question, did the ballistics match the weapon that you have that you have here before you? And Shard asked the question yesterday of any of the weapons retrieved from the home of Jeffrey Williams, did they match any of the ballistics found on January 1, 2010, which is a Donovan Thomas situation? And they said no. So now today they come and put this expert on to show you how they dismantle, not to show you how they dismantle the weapon, to show you that the weapon is dismantled with different parts from different places. So that's the purpose of her. Let me see what Doug's question was, because I didn't really hear this
Whether
part.
the firearm is traced using the serial number on the frame, because that's technically what the firearm is. That is the frame of the firearm. So that is how you typically would trace a firearm.
Commercial approach. I'm sure it's been admitted.
Which is going to be barrel switch off.
Sorry, I represent Shannon Stillwell. I just have a couple questions. It seems that you're telling us that there's components from 2 different firearms on this one.
Yes.
Okay. Ultimately, at the end of the day, what caliber bullets or projectiles does this gun, as is, fire?
9mm.
Okay, fires 9mm. Do you?
You know that it's messy when the person repeats the answer 9mm as they're writing it down.
Have any evidence that this gun?
That's a hint to the jurors that this is important information that you need to write down too. Whenever you see somebody doing that type of technique, it is it's the cue. It's a visual cue.
Has been used in any crimes on record?
I do not.
Okay. Do you have any evidence that this firearm has ever been fired by Shannon Stillwell?
I do not.
Do you have any evidence at all that Shannon Stillwell has ever been in possession of this firearm?
I do not.
Okay, thank you.
The switch on the firearm.
I do not.
And do you know who may have modified the firearm so that it has a barrel that is inconsistent frame?
I do not know.
No further questions.
All right. And let me tell you something. This firearm is on shaky ground because this firearm was originally owned by a sheriff, right? Was he a sheriff or he's somebody that was in the sheriff's department? Let's just say law enforcement, who then sold it to some guy at a show. And the guy came in and the guy basically told Miss Love, like, listen, lady, I'm allowed to I have a right to sell a firearm at a show as long as and not have to register it. And he gave her all the reasons why he could do that within his First Amendment right to bear arms. Or whatever amendment it is to bear arms. I think it's the Second Amendment right to bear arms. All right, here's this other dude. This dude, all he did was test the firearm that has the switch that was, I guess, found at Jeffrey's house. And this is him demonstrating the use of it. I ain't all that interested in it. I mean, I saw it. Now I'm looking at her. It was Santa for me. Y'all calling him Santa? Okay, this the girlfriend. This is so disrespectful. You want to know when I was done with her? I think it's at this question. Let's see.
16 years. And do you know someone by the name of Chanel?
Yes.
And how do you know Chanel?
I've been knowing him since Augusta.
Were you were raised together in Augusta?
We wasn't raised together, but we were around each other a lot.
Okay, I want to stop. I can't blow her up. But do you see this? Do y'all see this? This is the heck of a tattoo. Need I say anything else?
And are you familiar with his family?
Yes.
Do you know his mother?
Yes.
And what's her name?
Sandra.
And does he?
Where's Sandra? Why are you here representing the family?
Yes.
Yes.
How many?
Why she have to think about the answer to that?
Or
And did he have children?
no.
Not that you know of, baby girl, but let's move on.
Did Shamel have a nickname?
Yes.
What was his nickname?
Peanut.
Notice, this is why this was planters. They had two peanuts. They had two nuts. What's the irony of that? Now we know why it was planters with an F. And that's the investigation.
And is that a nickname you called him when y'all were back in Augusta?
Yes.
Now, I know you said that you all grew up together or were around each other in Augusta. Do you know if he was born in Augusta?
Yes. No, I think he was born in Atlanta.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Yes, I am. Yes, Miss Herb. I am her. Yes. Yes. He's not. So that's why it's the planters when they talking about the investigation. See how you see how when you're looking at these court cases, right? You start to see how the evidence begins to merge into the story that everybody wants told straight up front. And like I hear dear old Christian in my head because he's always saying they don't tell a story, right? The story comes in pieces. And in order to get the story before the jurors for their consideration, you have to first bring it in piece by piece by piece through your different witnesses.
Or was he raised in Augusta?
So partially, that was back and forth.
When they were back and forth, is that between Augusta and Atlanta?
Yes.
Do you know where in Atlanta he would stay when they were in Atlanta?
I'm not sure when he was staying with his mom, but at the time of death, he was living with me.
Back in 2022, did you ever know him to hang out in the Summer Hill?
Yeah, I think so.
Now, notice she's saying Summer Hill neighborhood. I need us to pull it. Remember T-shirt guy, the one that was a witness to the MDK murder death kill, MDK of Donovan Thomas. He said that he said we was hanging outside there. He didn't say they was hanging out with If Gang, they was hanging out with some other crew, some other peoples. And I think these are the peoples that he referred to.
What about in the Candy Store?
I guess that's what you found it.
I want to direct your attention to March 14th, 2022. Did you have the occasion to see Chanel drink on that day?
Yes.
Where were you when you saw him?
Home
At the time, where were you living?
in Douglasville.
If you were coming from downtown, how would you get to your home?
20 West.
Sitting here today, do you remember what time he came to your house? Or was he at your house?
I don't remember the time.
She don't remember. I can't with her. I hit it a little fast
Was he
over it.
at your home with anyone?
Yes.
Do you know who?
A boy named Barter.
Okay. How do you get a name like Barter? Does anybody even know what barter means? But that was the questions that people came in here with earlier. So they want to know if Barter is the owner of Christian, whoever Christian Johnson is, who they got a hit for him in two systems, but nobody's seen this dude. But he got a fingerprint on homie's car. We didn't even ask if that was no, that was Texas plates on that car. Normally, out of state rentals are That's very interesting.
Has you ever met that individual, Barter?
No,
Do you know if Barter was a nickname or
I'm not sure.
Okay, where did Barter go?
when you were home? Did you get home and he was already there with Barter, or did he come to your house and you let him in and he came?
Dude, why don't you already know the answers to these questions, Hilton? You seem just as surprised as the rest of us. Like, who the heck is Barter?
And then the guy was coming up.
I think I may have asked you this. I'll ask you again. Had you ever seen Barter before?
No,
Had you ever heard Chanel talk about Barter?
no.
Okay, so why was Barter up in your house? See, chicken heads around the world, lesson number one, right? You don't let strangers in your home. He was living with you, according to you. And you let Barter, who you don't know, just roam around inside your home. What's wrong with these people? Girl, ain't you scared? Let me tell you something. Real talk from out the hood. Hood Monica, ghetto Monica, opening up, right? I'm sleeping with a dude. And rule number 1001 on the what not to do. This is like on the negative list, right? You can't bring somebody you don't know to where you laying your head at. They really didn't care. They never expected to go to trial. They expected pleas. They were hoping to intimidate people into incarceration. Investigate Fulton County. Hashtag investigate Fulton County now.
Did you all have plans for that evening?
Yes,
What were they?
I was getting ready to cook.
There's a part of this I think I inadvertently passed it, but she said like the guy was giving her hints. No, I'm gonna have to go back. Like he got to get Barter out of his house. That's why he was taking Barter home.
If you were coming from downtown, how would you get to
Well, that time frame, I believe.
And we say 6 something p.m.
Yeah.
I had to go back a second.
Was he already at your home when you were getting ready to maybe get your daughter from gymnastics?
Yeah.
Was he at your home with anyone?
Yes.
Do you know who?
A boy named Barter.
Has you ever met that individual, Barter, before?
No,
Do you know if Barter was a nickname or his given name?
I'm not sure.
When you were home, did you get home and he was already there with Barter, or did he come to your house and you let him in and he came with Barter?
I kind of think that it was kind of like at the same time, like a few minutes off. I think he had pulled up and then they were in the car, and then when I pulled up, he started coming into the house.
Did both he and Barter come inside of the house?
He was coming in first with me, telling me who it was, and then the guy was coming up.
I think I may have asked you this. I'll ask you again. Had you ever seen Barter before?
No,
Had you ever heard Chanel talk about Barter?
no.
So this is what I'm thinking. Let me go back on Chicken Head. She might have been in the best position to put this forward on behalf of the family. What she's saying is he was with an unknown cat to her, unknown individual to her, and he came with an unknown individual. He left with an unknown individual, and he never came back again. after he left with the unknown individual. Who the heck is Barter?
Do you all have plans for the evening?
Yes.
What were they?
I was getting ready to cook dinner, so he was coming back home to eat and chill with me and my daughter.
And let me ask you, at the time were y'all two dating?
Yes.
Did he stay at the house
That night?
that night?
No, he never returned.
You said you had to get your daughter maybe around 6:00 p.m. What time did he leave your house?
I'm not sure.
Was it before you left to get your daughter or after you left to get your daughter?
He left just a couple of minutes before me.
Did you know where he was going?
He told me that he was running to the city and then he was dropping Barter off and then he was coming back.
Was there anything that you saw or observed that kind of triggered him leaving?
Kind of, but not really. I mean, I guess like the boy kept like just trying to insert himself like, oh, you cooking? I'm staying too. Can I stay? And like he was, my niece was there, so he was trying to like court my niece or whatever. And so I want to say
Chicken head mentality.
the phone rang, if I remember correctly, and that's how he just ended up going ahead and leaving.
Do you know whose phone rang? When he left, did he leave with Barter?
Yeah.
When did your niece get there to the house?
Did he ever make it back home?
No.
Did you at some point learn about his death?
Yes.
Yeah, where's Barter?
Yes.
How do you recognize him?
That's Chanel.
Is that a fair and accurate depiction of how Chanel looked prior to his death?
Yes.
You're right. This time the state would like to admit 123 VV intact.
It looks like it's a picture from the convenience store inside of the gas station. All right, hold up. Ain't nobody ask her no questions over here because that was just crazy. Okay, this is the gun seller.
How are you?
Good.
Good. Mr. Norton, would you tell the jury, are you a gun owner?
Yes,
How long have you owned guns, firearms?
my entire life.
What type of guns have you owned throughout your lifetime?
Good job.
Have you ever owned a Glock 9mm weapon?
Yes,
Now, when you purchase your firearms or when you obtain your firearms, where is it that you ordinarily get your firearms?
various places. I make holsters for a living, so I come across a lot of guns.
You make what for?
Holsters for guns.
And you said that you come across a lot of guns.
I do gun shows almost every weekend,
All right. And where do you do your gun shows?
all over the place.
During your gun shows, do you buy guns from people or do you just sell?
Everything, it changes every day. It's almost like a pawn shop.
Okay. All right. And
Homie said it's almost like a pawn shop. Now, why him get to sell guns, trade guns, do all kinds of things with guns, and it's okay.
There's a lot of trading going on, selling, buying, not necessarily just guns, everything.
okay,
Ammo,
including your holster.
optics, holsters, bags, everything in the industry.
Okay.
Do you have to comply with any federal regulations at those gun shows?
If you buy from an FFL agent, yes. If you buy from a FFL holder, yes.
And what is an FFL holder?
Federal firearms license.
Now, when you say if you buy from an FFL holder, you have to comply with federal regulations. During those exchanges and during those sales and transactions that take place at the gun shows that you attend, are you either buying from FFL holders or are you an FFL holder?
No.
So there's no restrictions to the way that you sell and
If you're a
purchase them?
private owner or private seller, under the Constitution, you can buy and sell guns. FFL license.
Okay.
Just like
Did you hear, homie? He said under the Constitution. He said, lady, bye. Get out my face with your questions. All right, that's the end of him. He's the person that bought this gun or sold this gun or whatever. They're trying to trace down the custody of this gun, and he has no records of who he sold it to. But he said it's like a pawn shop. All right, now this lady just reminds me of Chicken Little, but Monica Stone.
I obtained a Bachelor of Science degree from Emory University.
All right, this is the medical examiner. All right, we don't need to do too much of her. She just confirmed that there was a death. She confirmed that there was a death. She confirmed that how the bullet entered. She did what she do. She did what medical examiners do. And she clarified basically that she just did this. All right, this lady right here is the custodian of records for Enterprise or Alamo. So she's talking about the car that Shannon Stillwell rented, the white car that they want us to believe was involved in this stuff. So Miss I Am Her. Okay, who is this woman? So this is why I think yesterday people wanted to know if Shannon. So this is what I think happened yesterday, right? And this is just purely speculation. I think that because this woman right here was shown on the surveillance as checking out the car. And we don't know who this dude is back here. I can't really see who it is, but they may have thought or purported her to be the wife and was driving out the car out of the Alamo, right? Or out of wherever they rented the car from. I think it was Alamo. But anyway, that don't look like Kayla, okay? At least not to me, it doesn't. I don't know. And I think people then started to look to see if he was married because nobody knew. And that's how the marriage stuff probably came up yesterday. So that's her. Now, what's interesting about this is that the car was returned to Shannon has a girl. Okay, very well then. That might have been his girl there. I don't know. I'm just saying what people might have did. That was just pure speculation on my part. Anyway, you see this damage to the vehicle? The liner was removed from the car. So the question that I'm coming up with is who removed the liner? Was it Shannon while he had the car to circumvent that a shooting occurred in the car, or was it the police? I'm just saying. Or was it the police in furtherance of their investigation? Yesterday, we couldn't get a clear answer. Only thing we know is that the car was returned with this damage to it. What's up, cousin? What's up? Hey to my cousin. Good morning, cousin. Okay. Um, okay, so that's the point. I think this is for you, Miss Her. This is for you, Miss Her. Look at my arrow. This is where I got my information from. Okay. That's why that's that's why this whole Kayla thing just seems convenient. Yeah, it could be. It could definitely be. And like I think Nick at Night said, this is how I interpreted what Nick at Night said. Bunk it. This is a moment, right? Pause for a moment. Kayla is a clout chaser. She befriended people on this internet that were content creators for the purpose of getting into this content realm, right? She was able to monopolize in the area that is this trial because she was an attorney. She lost a lot of support. She gained a lot of support before she testified in the trial where her information differentiated from what she had been putting out here on the internet. You know you're a clout chaser when you want to walk people into your closet and show people what you got that they ain't got and how well you doing and they ain't doing. She semi told us or told the world that she was the godmother of somebody, and that's how she knew some people, and she was going to bring inside information. She's just ghetto. She's ghetto with a license, with an attorney's license. And that's just about it. I haven't really bought into her because I don't like bashing women of color. But when you do chicken head moves, I just have to point it out. When you clout chasing in the manner in which she clout chased, she came in there, she tried to jump on the bandwagon of Sylvia, right? By going in and trying to get her own Rule 22. There was a reason why they didn't give her a Rule 22. And this might be all of the reasons why she didn't get. Okay, that's what I thought. I won't pin that up there, but that's what I thought I had heard said. But I didn't feel like going back to that first stream when she first came out here and confirmed who she was after the incident in the courthouse when she got fired by Woody. And then she came out here and told us that it was a stage firing, that they was in it together. I knew from that moment, and don't get me wrong, people are starting to think that this trial is nothing but it's not a reenactment, but it's something that's fake. And I'm starting to agree with them to some degree. Now I got a skedaddle for this morning, but I want to just bring y'all attention. This is the police officer who originally owned the gun, who sold it at the thing show to that other guy back there. No, people been afraid to tell Kayla about herself. And I'm gonna tell you about another lawyer that has me a little bit ticked off right here. What's the one that's pregnant that always be on the other shows, right? She came out here when Kayla first came out here and she called her for what she was until she too joined the bandwagon. And I've been so mad at her ever since then. It's the Caucasian woman that's always on the other show doing commentary. She's a police officer. I mean, she's an attorney also. And she was on the show and she said that Kayla and her IDs got mixed up. Yeah, yeah, her. And she said their IDs got mixed up, and then Kayla didn't want to return her ID, and she had that big misunderstanding. Rachel, I wish you had maintained that same energy from day one on this woman instead of trying to deal with her like a YouTuber. Ugh. She sure did. She definitely did. She stepped all over her. Hold on a second, but I'll be back this morning because I got time. I got time for it. Boy, I need to know. I put a title up the other day. That's my cousin. You're gonna have to call me and tell me because I put a title up. I got time. I got time today, and somebody came in here and was trying to tell me that that came from somebody that was deceased or something. So you're gonna have to hook me up because I don't know. I understand they talked it out and they solved it out and they was doing fine, but the problem is that people embrace Kayla into this environment when she's supposed to be an attorney. So she should be doing what she does. But I got a feeling they're gonna move to disbar her in where she's at. And let me tell you this, right? If she gets disbarred in Georgia, she's doing something which is called reciprocated, where she's using her license from Georgia to work in other states. That's Texas or wherever else she goes, right? You can do that. You can be barred in one state and then work out of another state if the state allows you to bring your thing inside there. That's what she's doing. She gets if she gets any disciplinary action against her in Georgia, it's going to prevent her from working in Texas unless she goes and gets barred in someplace else. But it don't work like that. Here's our guy. This is Santa Claus to you. This is the Texas Ranger to me. This dude is a fool, and I'm just going to point y'all to where he messed it all up for them yesterday for Monica. And I was at work. Is this Barter here? This the condom guy? Hold up. I'll be coming back this morning. Y'all gotta give me an hour and I'll be back. Cause like I said, I got time today. Cause no, this is the condom dude right here. No, he's not an investigator. He's a paper push. You know what? He's a delegator. He just tells people what came from who. I got time today. I don't know. I gotta ask you. I'll call you tonight because I want to make sure I don't know this stuff about music and I don't be wanting to offend people. All right, wait a second. Is this hold up. No, this is not where we supposed to be looking at the shooting. This is where we supposed to be watching cars go through here. Okay, here's where we are at. Oh, we're not gonna see it with this view of the thing.
Just pull up the light now and stop.
Okay, so we saw one car, it pulled up, it stopped. We're not gonna see it with this big stupid live through here. I'm gonna have to find another vision of this. So we just saw the other white car happen.
Yes. Audi. Start to follow red car out is Audi. White out is right next to it. Yes. And then that Ford Fusion is right to the
Okay, so all of these cars are stopped. What you're not truly seeing, but you gotta look all the way over here after the L. Look right here in the corner. These are the cars that are that are turning to their left onto the highway. So if you're a driver, you'll know this. These cars right here are all making left turns onto a highway that's over here. In a moment, you're going to see Stillwell's car is going to go straight past these people. This guy's car, which is Nichols' car, is going to make a right onto there. I don't think he went straight from my vantage point. But here's what's important that came from Santa, or in my words, came from the Texas Ranger. Better yet, let's just combine that. Santa, the Texas Ranger. How about that? Me and you heard. Shut up, Hilton.
now trying to go on the I-20 eastbound.
Here comes the car that I want y'all to pay attention to. That we're going to go back to the other footage later to see what the car left the gas station after them. But this is the car I want y'all to pay attention to as it gets up here. Or maybe it's the next one after this, but
That's correct. It's red light now. Audi takes off through traffic, through the red light.
notice there's a person over here walking around. This person's walking around. Now, something is I have to prep y'all. There's gonna be a car that's gonna make a U-turn. Before the car makes a U-turn, notice this other car is staying up there at the light. And I don't have a good footage, but I'm about to find one because you'll see the guy's car move.
Well, the Audi did, yes. Yes, there was. And then that car did a U-turn, which is a little odd.
Okay, he said that car did a U-turn. That's a little odd. You know why that car did a U-turn, sir? Because he was hearing gunshots and he didn't want to go up there. But I think somebody got out of this vehicle or somebody got into that vehicle. Because you see some movement on the other videos. But I'm gonna have to find another video with another without having the stupid word live on it. And the reason why I know is because yesterday I was watching this at work and I didn't have the live in that corner and I was watching all of that going on up there and it just had me at that moment. And I was like, this is not even a mistrial. This is just everything is so wrong here. Just everything's so wrong. But I gotta go. I'll be back. Give me about an hour and a half, 2 hours. I'll be back. I'll be back at lunchtime, okay? It came from a dude on YouTube. He was want to be a gangster that was walking up on someone and he said, I got time today because is he still alive? Okay. This is Ma, I gotta go.